Well, well, well. Bryson Dechambeau undergoes hand surgery. This could be, it could be career ending. Is it career ending? Did he end his own career? Not that you would just choose surgery and say, forget it, I'm out. But all right, what is going on? So in your golf hand, so it's his left hand, and there's a bone called the Hampty bone. I don't know the name of it. Hammett bone, whatever. It's kind of right where you would grip the club, right in this zone here on that back pad. You have a front pad and a back pad on your hand. It's kind of on that back pad, right in the space, right in the spot where you would grip a golf club. And so, yeah, so why doesn't he play well at the Masters? And why is he strong? He's got a dang broken bone in his hand. Now, I've had a broken bone in my wrist, my right wrist. It's the scaphoid bone, very difficult to heal. A lot of the bones in your hands don't get much blood flow. So I have some experience with this. The one I broke gets the least amount of blood flow, and I've had surgery on it. They put a bone graft from my hip in there and used a screw and held it together, and then it's supposed to grow back together and you're supposed to be all good. It never really grew back together, always hurt. Ultimately had the screw taken out. The bone is still currently broken. My chiropractor works on that every time I see him, just to kind of reshift those bones. They're in there deep, and it's really, really difficult for those bones to heal, at least the scaphoid. Now, the one Bryson broke, I'm not sure. It seems like it's in a much better location, and based on all, reports you can gather, this surgery probably will be successful and his hand will heal properly. The thing is, how did that thing break? How did he get a fracture in that bone? Was it all his long drive training? Or was it the fact that he hits a gazillion drivers? I watched him at the range at Augusta National, and he was hitting driver we watched him for an hour. Now, the dude next to me said he had been watching Bryson hit driver for an hour. So that's 2 hours of driver. That's a long time, just crushing drives. And I pretty much knew he would not contend at all, because his misses were 70 yards to the right. When he missed a drive, they were 350 yards, but 70 yards were too far right. So you could just tell, man, the guy was not dialed in at all. So when you're swinging it that hard, that fast, for that long, you could potentially create some problems. The thing is, let me know, do you think Bryson's training is a detriment to his own health? Getting that big, getting that fast, that quickly, and competing on top of that in these long drive competitions, one of which he was supposed to compete in the day after the Masters, which of course, thank goodness he didn't. Instead, he went and got his hand checked out and ultimately just had surgery a few days ago. So I'm hoping, obviously, I want him. He's exciting for the game. And if you go to the PGA Tour website, he's one of the cover guys on the PGA Tour website. He is one of the faces of the league. Him, Brooks Koepka. Well, Scotty Scheffler might be up there now. And obviously Jordan Spieth just won yesterday, so that's exciting. But regardless of whether you like Bryson or not, he is a super exciting person to watch. Regardless, you could love him, you could hate him. I love watching the guy. I don't know the guy, but he, to me, is somebody I watch. I like watching his YouTube channel. He makes pretty good content. The problem is, I want him to be around and relevant for a long time. And yet he, to me, seems to be doing things to hurt his own self by getting that big, that huge. Think about this. Tiger Woods was one of the only guys who was training physically, for real. him and Vijay Singh, right? They were the ones working out in the gym. They were the ones training. They were the ones getting in shape. But Tiger never went giant. He never went giant, I'm going to be a long drive guy. He just said, I'm going to be fit, healthy guy who lasts a super long time. And he was more fit, more strong than most people on tour at the time. And now, even the guys who are just working out consistently, like Brooks and DJ, these guys are seeing more injuries than the people who don't work out. Like, for the most part, Phil Mickelson never really got injured, hardly ever. So he's always out there. And then now he starts working out and take care of his body a lot more. He's still physically fit and healthy, but there's not a ton of injuries going on. And so these guys who don't work out a lot and just kind of hit balls and take care of themselves a little bit, they seem to last a lot longer. Now, what does that mean for Bryson? Well, is he going to change? Is he going to revert back? Here's the problem. These guys who do that, they don't believe that that's going to cause injury to them. They just don't believe it. It's kind of like, I've said this before, the football player, he doesn't go into a football game worrying about or even thinking about getting concussions. He goes in trying to destroy and demolish and tackle or whatever the other player, the other opponent. You go in, you want to catch the ball, you're running, you're throwing the ball. You're not thinking about like, oh, all this is going to equal concussion, right? You just go in, you're invincible. You're just going to go give it your all. That's the warrior mentality. Is I'm going into battle. I don't really think about the consequences, which on one hand, that's cool. That's an exciting way to live your life. But on the other hand, logically, you do know that this kind of stuff can and does happen. So you got to have some type of plan for that, of this injury prevention. And there are a number of football players, and let's say look at LeBron James, basketball guy. He spends $1 million plus a year on his body, just making sure his body can recover. It lasts a long time. And it's been fruitful payoff for him, because after many, many years, he's still the best or one of the best players in the league. And he's been relatively healthy. As you get older, it's going to break down. But Bryson's a super young guy. So in golf, you've got to worry about a lot of other parts of your body than just your arms and your chest and your back. Like, you got to worry about these little bones in your hand, which can break. And he is out 6 to 8 weeks. So that, we're in the summertime before he comes back. What's he going to look like? What's that going to do to his career, his longevity? How is he going to be able to practice? Is he going to be training physically? Like, he's not going to be bench pressing right now. And that also can mess up that bone that he had surgery on. So that's out. So his physical training is going to have to come down on some level. And I'm just worried. I'm worried. I don't like to see guys get these hand injuries, because many times that really leads you down a path of end of career path, unfortunately. And so hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully his surgery is a great success and he comes out on the other side better than ever, and hopefully smarter in terms of his physical training. And I want to see him not compete in the long drive competitions. Again, he's good for the sport. He brings a lot of awareness to the sport, but man, it's going to damage him in a way that's going to take him off the PGA Tour. So my hope is that he recovers, he trims it down a little bit, and gets more accurate and precise with his shots. Keep your quirkiness, because that's what is attractive when I listen to you and it confuses me. That's fun to watch. So Bryson, best of luck. Hope you recover quickly, and I hope to see you out on a tour real soon.